Okay, tubers, I got the engine in there. I've got 4 bolts in it. It's all pulled up snug. I've gone up under it and I've turned the torque converter by hand. I've got to tighten the bolts, but I wanted to, once I got it where I was sure I wouldn't have to move it again, I'm going to take this engine lift bar off of it. That'll make it easier for me to get my hands in there. And once all the bolts are tightened, I'll take the jacks. I've got a jack under the engine and under the transmission that I use to line them up with. So once I get the bolts good and snug, I'll take those 2 jacks out. I'll put the distributor back in next because I want to put the distributor in before I turn the engine. See, the engine is still on number 1 top dead center right here. So I'll put the distributor in right where it goes, and then I'll go under there and I'll have to turn the engine over to get the bolts into the torque converter, but I can do that. So right now I'm just going to take my little air wrench and pop this this adjustable lift bar. Is something I got from Todd when I got the engine that he put together back from him, and it turned out to be quite useful for me on this project.
Are you stuck?
Well, I'm not stuck, but it ain't easy to get in and out. I can tell you that. If I drop a screw, it's not good.
Oh, yeah.
Which I've done more than once. Hey, honey. There's a little copper-colored piece of pipe down here somewhere. Just fell off the fender. A little copper-colored piece of pipe. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. That's it. Take a lot to get out of here.
Put your phone on this and go.
It's over there. Okay, I got 2 more bolts. Need to go in the bottom, and I can't really tighten them from up top, so I'm going to go underneath and take a bunch of wrenches and extensions and all that stuff and snug those 2 bolts. If I can reach up in the engine compartment. I doubt if I can get the ones I got in there any tighter because I put a long pipe on them. I put a pretty big tug on them. But once I get them tightened up, I'll take the engine stand, the jacks out from under and all that. So let me get up under there. I'm going to do this side first. I think I got to go in from the side to get to this one. I'll just pile all my tools up right over here. go ahead and stick my motor mount bolts in here too. Hey, I'm over here.
Underneath now.
Huh?
Okay, everything all right?
Everything okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I put y'all under there, but then I wound up trying to get the motor mount bolts in it. And it wasn't up under there, so stick it right here. I don't know if I ever told y'all. Well, I'm sure I've told you, but I don't know how many of you know it. I had a car fall on me one time, pinned me under the car, and I couldn't breathe much. It took me a while to dig myself out from under it. I was on some sandy ground, and I was able to move around enough to dig myself out. When I'm in a situation like this, under a car, the shoulder pinned like this, it freaks me out. That's how I was pinned under the car. I had a bolt sticking in my shoulder on this side. I think the engine's all tightened up, good to go there. I'm gonna go in the house and take a little break, maybe eat a tomato sandwich. Might rest, might take a nap, recharge the battery, unload the memory card here, and then come back. When I come back, I'm going to double check all the bolts, and when I'm satisfied with all of them, I'll put the distributor back in it, and then I'll hook up this torque converter. I'll show you the torque converter here. We've been talking about it. That's it right there. And see, this thing is free to turn now. What happened before, this was locked up. It didn't go all the way in, so the engine was pushing against this. It wasn't free to turn. What you have to do is you have to get the bolt up in here where these little ears come to, and then you have to turn the engine over to the next one. That's the reason why I want to put the distributor in before I turn the engine over. Oh, the joy. Let's get out from under this thing. There's the safety. Big ball of fire.